Hello, everybody, and welcome to James C. Stark Radio on our brand new season here. Oh, man, we got a great guest, a wonderful band in the house. These guys are beyond awesome. They're up and coming. They are something, man. This young group has got so much to offer for us, and they've got a great future, and they're giving our scene a lot of hope. Ladies and gentlemen, in the house, coming to you live from Band Oasis Rehearsal Studios, Crowning Thieves! Yeah! How you guys doing?
Fucking awesome!
It is so great to finally have you on the show, man. I'm so excited, man. It's great to be here. Why don't you introduce everybody, Kyle?
My name is Kyle. I'm lead vocals and lead guitar here with Crowning Thieves. I do the frontman thing to my left here.
I'm Jacob Apodaca. I play the bass.
I'm Zach. I'll hold down the fort, play drums for Crowning Thieves.
I'm Manlio. I play rhythm guitar for Crowning Thieves.
Awesome, you guys. You have a really cool sound, really heavy.
Thank you, man.
Gotta ask, what's the average age of the band here?
I'm 26. I just had my birthday.
24 here.
22.
23.
Awesome,
So
man.
24 or 25.
Right around there? That's a great age, man. You guys are right there in that hungry, just that hungry feel. It's wonderful.
The starving artist's age.
Of course, but you only have one way to go from here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How did this get started?
Wow, man. It was kind of several iterations of this thing I'd put together over the years, just never quite panned out. And then one day I joined the performance program at Central Arizona College, which was a story in and of itself. It was crazy how it all fell together. But that first day, sitting across from me was this guy Manlio here. I didn't realize I had to audition for the class, so I didn't bring a guitar. Lucky for me, my boy here did, or we'd have never gotten a jam. He let me borrow his guitar for that one jam, this sexy-ass Schecter with the hot chick inlays up the fretboard.
Beauty.
Yep.
Beauty.
Aced the audition. Me and him started a band that semester, and then Zach joined up with us later when a violin player I used to be in an orchestra with some years ago shot me a message one day. She's like, dude, I got this drummer that you have to meet. Like, you have to meet him fucking yesterday.
No, I listened to Face the Tempest because that's the first thing I heard was Face the Tempest. Mm-hmm. And, as soon as she showed me that, I was like, I got to get with this guitarist. I got to get his number. I got to have him over. So, just kind of fell into my hands,
We gotta have a party.
Yeah.
We gotta get together.
We had The Wound entirely written in that first rehearsal.
Awesome.
First time me and him
Very
met,
cool.
It was crazy how it felt together.
You get that feeling, you get that chemistry, and that's what counts.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people get stuck, and it doesn't work, and everybody fights and argues, and the band splits up. It's an ugly, nasty thing. It's just a matter of chemistry. If that one doesn't work out, go to the next one. It's gonna find its way, man. It's gonna find its way. Not all chemicals mix.
Well, and we love
You know what I
that.
We got it right on the first try.
So you nailed it. You guys are
We lucked
lucky.
out. We also
Boy,
found
you're
the
lucky.
perfect foil. Our boy Jacob here on bass. I actually met him in my ethics class at Central
yes.
Arizona College.
Ethics.
Ethics.
You?
Yeah, right?
Wow, okay.
Yeah, actually studied ethics.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Dean's List, I'm sure. Yeah.
He reached out to me. He actually reached out to me just because my Facebook profile picture was me with my bass, and so he said, "Hey, you play bass, right?" Yeah, that's right. Let me try
That's
it
how
out.
it happened, man. Don't be afraid to reach out. That's how I got a fucking bass player.
That's right.
And he's a kick-ass bass player.
The first night that I jammed with Kyle, I was like, wow, he's the best guitar player I've ever heard live. And I was like astonished that he wanted me to be in his band. So thank you, Kyle.
Oh,
Aw.
And his singing, when he told me he wanted to sing, I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy. But he actually pulls it off every time. Blows my mind.
I fucking love you, dude.
Yeah, man. And then Zach, when I first met Zach and heard him play and how original you are, it was like, goddamn.
Well, we always seem to
amazing.
lock into a groove.
That was
You
amazing.
and me lock into a groove, and
Yeah.
I think
We
that's
got a
like super
rhythm
important.
section that is a freaking powerhouse. That's our secret. These guys know what they're doing.
You guys have a great sound live, man. I've had the pleasure of seeing you, I think, 3 times. And I get to see you again on Saturday.
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of fun. If you guys are listening, October 5th, Joe's Grotto.
Yes, sir.
Come on down. It's going to be a great show. There's a lot of great bands.
Might be the most packed local set of the year. It'd be a shame if you miss it.
You got to be there, gang. Tell me, you went to school. Was everybody trained in music, or a couple here and there? Or
High school orchestra.
okay.
To various degrees, yeah. High school orchestra, high school guitar classes, choirs, jazz choirs, all kinds of ensembles.
Nice.
Right now, I work as a teacher, drum instructor at School of Rock, actually. So that's
Awesome.
I played in the high school band and worked my way up to drum major. I did the mariachi thing too, where I learned to play violin.
So you
Mariachi
guys,
too, yeah.
so you guys all have
Yeah.
awesome musical backgrounds
did.
with some musical education. So that's really good, man. That's
As it
great.
happens, I do teach guitar at Central Arizona College as well.
See, you know, fits in, man. Teachers to teachers here,
Yeah,
dudes. We got to keep it alive. Bring up the next generation the right way.
Pass the buck.
Absolutely, you got to do it. I've been teaching for just over 30 years now. It's
Wow.
pretty fun, man. I love it. So I'm glad to hear you guys are teaching as well because you have a lot to offer. Tell me about some of your influences. Where does this sound come from?
Wow. It all started way back in the day with good old-fashioned Tool.
Yep.
Until recently, we
yeah.
thought we're never going to put out another record, and then one day they just kind of did. Oh, here it is. Tool's here. Yeah. Me and Zach really vibed on that together, and Mastodon and Gojira kind of fell in there somewhere with a little Avenged Sevenfold here and some Metallica there, and let's stop at Megadeth on the way, you know.
Yeah, don't forget Opeth.
Oh, dude, no. Opeth is like this guy's #1 influence on drums. It is like it's half his
Well,
stuff.
Martin Lopez is a beast on drums.
Oh, dude.
And just some of those early records are just incredible. So they're like a big influence, and also Dream Theater, early
For
stuff
sure.
for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Definitely Train of Thought album.
That's cool. Now, our man line over here has a little different background. You mentioned some mariachi and some things.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
Now, do you use any of that? I can hear a lot of cool stuff.
He does
You
that
guys are gonna
before
hear.
time.
You guys are gonna hear a lot of this neat stuff in here, but you can hear a little bit of these influences from all these guys in this music.
got
But what? How are you crossing this over into this metal sound? Because
Most of
I
my
can hear you
stuff-
doing it.
Most of my stuff is just from like everything I've been listening to. It's mostly just a lot of post rock and math rock for me, and then somehow me and Kyle managed to make it blend well together and mix, and it just works, you know. It's because we complement each other so well. When his guitar and my guitar too, you know, just the tones and everything. It's,
Now, just imagine if you didn't have a guitar that day either, and when you needed it, Kyle, in class there, could you
We could
imagine
be in
what
a whole
happened?
different world, Mr.
Yeah,
Stark.
absolutely.
We would not be crowning thieves at all, would we?
No,
Nah, I'm just
no.
kidding. We probably totally would. We
It'd
would've found
be,
a way.
you don't know, but it's just weird how things
probably
happen,
would
you
have used
know.
the guitar right there, the fucking
Oh,
PV.
that disgusting ass PV.
And that would have changed things, though. That would have changed things.
Oh,
You never know. So this path actually, fate has a weird way of working
I
out.
actually played Face the Tempest at that first audition. Can you remember? Can you imagine how
I
fucked up that
remember.
would have been on that white little gross ass PV they had?
Oh
in there?
man.
Oh man.
Tell me
Would have a
about.
technician.
I'm sorry, brother. You're not done. Go ahead.
It's all good.
Okay,
We're
I'm just
good.
excited. I want to get to some music here because
Yeah.
this stuff is so cool.
Thanks.
First one we're going to play here is called Face the Tempest. And this is off your EP.
Mhm.
Tell us the title of that EP.
Face the Tempest EP.
That's
Yeah,
the main
that's
title
the title
track,
track,
all right?
yeah.
Good. I saw that out there, but I didn't know if you guys were sneaky because you guys, a lot of you local boys, man, have been doing all kinds of neat little hidden things here and there. So it just keeps the mystery up, which attracts more, so it's cool. So tell me, how did Face the Tempest come about? Who wrote it? How did it be written? I mean, how did it be written? That was
I
great.
mean, I'll be honest, the vast majority of the writing for the guitars in that EP was already done when I met these boys. These were tracks that I'd been trying to put
Bass
together
too?
for Bass 2, that I've been trying to put together for years. And when I finally found them and showed them what I was working on, they brought their own individual flavors to it. Zach wrote drum parts that I couldn't have made. I couldn't have made up anything better myself, let alone found somebody who could have done better. You know, Zach's got his own style that just made my music something that I had not imagined it could be. So yeah, the EP kind of fell together out of those tracks, and it's all really, really personal stuff to me because it's something that I had spent a lot of time writing and investing a lot of emotion, a lot of growth into.
Give us a little story about the lyrics on Face of the story that we're telling here.
Face the Tempest is an especially personal song. I wrote that one lyrically for a friend of mine, Angie Weaver, who had passed away some years ago in a car accident. I had remembered showing her the riffs, and she was just so excited to see this turn into a thing because she remembered when it was just me in a bedroom with a tiny little 1x8 guitar speaker,
Sure.
And now here we are. I just wish that she could be here to see it. Those lyrics are for her.
That's awesome, Kyle. That's really cool, man. Well, let's check it out. This is Face the Tempest from Crowning Thieves. That was Face the Tempest from Crowning Thieves, coming to you from Studio G. And where are we, guys?
Band Oasis.
Really, guys, a little energy.
Come on. 3, 2, 1.
Band Oasis.
Jacob, you're fired.
This place is the bomb, man. You got to come out here if you guys need some time to practice, need a room, do whatever. They have a whole bunch of them. It's a great place here. And if you need a free hour, let me know. I can hook you up. All right, guys. You guys are killing it, man. Absolutely. I got pockets full for everybody. Tell me some of our future goals here. I know we're released the CD. We've got a single that's popped. We're going to play that too. What else is going on?
We've got some more songs coming through the studio right now. One is absolutely ready. In fact, we're getting geared up to film the music video here in the next month or two. And while we're getting after that, we're trying to get back into the studio. Just deciding where exactly we want to go so that we can get the most work done, the best, the quickest, if that makes sense.
Sure.
So we're keeping our options open there, but once we get that churned through, we're probably going to turn out a series of EPs so that we have something to generate, some promo, to generate some buzz, get some people interested. And
We have handfuls of songs. You guys have handfuls and handfuls, pocketfuls of songs.
Yes,
They're
we
just
do.
falling out. You're walking across the
We
room, they're
do.
falling out of your pockets.
We've
You guys
got
prolific
more
as hell.
songs that we perform that have never been recorded than we have that have been actually produced. And that's just because we never stop writing.
Hey, speaking of that, you guys have such a cool sound live. You ever think about doing a live album?
Could be pretty cool. It'd be tricky to put together, especially these days, but I would love to.
I would definitely like to do it.
That would be something.
Yeah, I've worked with live EPs, and definitely the speed at which they go at it's way faster. Whole
Mhm.
band's there. It's got more of a organic sound. I feel like playing live. Especially when you have a really good bassist in there, you lock in with them. So
Shout out Jacob.
yeah.
There you go.
Jacob's like, at me, fool.
All right, we talked about your influences and we talked about some goals. Now, really quick, and the first thing that comes to your mind is what I want to hear, okay? Start with Ablo Bass over here. Favorite album of all time?
Abbey Road.
Man, you didn't even think about it. That's mine too.
Really?
No shit.
No shit. Awesome.
That's cool.
It's an obvious one.
Oh, that one floored me.
Yeah.
I am a humongous Queen fan.
Mm-hmm.
Love Freddie Mercury,
Nice.
but Abbey Road.
Very nice.
When I heard that was a musical changer for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Oh, yeah.
okay, Kyle, you're up.
Anima Tool.
Very cool.
Oof.
Come on, our
All right,
band.
Still Life.
Who was that?
Still Life by
Still Life.
Opeth.
There we go. Our lion.
Morning View by Incubus.
Nice.
Right on,
That
man.
one. That was my first ever album that I ever bought. I was like 4 years old.
Like the first math rock album. Really.
Probably know every single note to every single instrument every single time the vocalist takes a breath on those
That'd
albums.
be a controversial statement.
Hey, you're full of those sometimes. That's what makes you, though,
Yeah, that's why I'm a
Makes you.
vocalist, right? Because they give me a microphone. So
That's
I feel like I
cool.
can say whatever I want.
Let's check out another song here, you guys. Our next one up here is
Yes.
Tower. Tell me about Tower. How did that one come
Tower,
about?
Tower. We had a couple of songs that were done and ready to go before Tower, but we played it live like once or twice, and people were just like, I have to hear more of this. So we were like, yeah, we're going to listen to the fans, we're going to get this thing recorded, and from there we just decided, why not go all the way? Let's make our first music video out of this thing. So
That was awesome, by the way.
I mean, the
That's
song
fucking
itself,
awesome.
it was so much fun, dude. Like, I'll tell you more about making that video, but the song itself was kind of like an exploration of greed in the modern realm and kind of like a biblical allegory to how we see the 1% in society gathering more and more wealth from around themselves.
Okay. Okay.
And that's kind of lyrically what the song is about. So, of course, we made a video of a scarecrow at a party getting the shit kicked out of him by Donald Trump, right?
Really quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. 'Cause everybody's itching to hear the song now, but before we jump to it, where can we see these videos?
Yeah, these videos are on YouTube. They're on
What's
Facebook.
your link so everybody knows?
Oh,
Is it just Crowning Thieves
Yeah.
or is it okay?
YouTube Crowning Thieves. We have our own channel.
Okay,
No
very
third
cool.
party, man.
Probably one
All
of the first
in-house.
things that pops up.
Nail 'em.
Oh,
That
yeah,
is
so
great.
yes.
Okay, we'll get back to those stories right after this, but let's check out this tune because this one rocks, you guys. This is Tower by Crowning Thieves. Welcome back, you guys. You're listening to James C. Stark Radio, and in the house we have Crowning Thieves. Oh, man, you guys are just rocking it. You were just listening to Tower, a very powerful piece of music there. Okay, guys, this is kind of fun. It's a fun question. What was the moment in life that made you decide to be a musician?
My brother was a musician. He played a lot in Tucson. He went to U of A, and he played in like a ska punk band. And I was like, yeah, I like that kind of lifestyle, sex, drugs, rock and roll, that sort of thing. It's cool.
And you look like a computer professor, or maybe.
Yeah. Well, I actually work at a library. I'm wearing my library
I love
shirt.
it. No, man, but this is, you gotta watch out for these guys, man.
Yeah.
They're the hidden gems.
Exactly.
They look like they don't do nothing.
People
Thank
let
God
the
he's
guard
not in a
down.
tower with the rifle. He's got the base instead.
Exactly.
What was your moment?
Me, I was like 3. I was kind of like,
This is Man Lion, by the way. I'm sorry, guys.
I guess I was like really, really like depressed when I was like around 3. I had lost someone very important to me, and for like the longest time, I really just couldn't really feel anything. And my mom had bought me like this little toy acoustic guitar, and when I played it, I felt the vibrations from the acoustic guitar and the wood go all throughout my body, and that's when I was like, "This is what I got to do."
Wow.
That's powerful, man.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Felt the vibration.
Yeah.
Vibration is the very beginning of the realm of musical sound. Light and vibration all creates sound. So, but the two of them have to work together, because light creates vibration. Anyways, one of these days I'll send you a copy of my thesis when I was working on that one.
Energy.
It's really cool. It's all about energy and everything.
Energy is
It's
cool.
amazing. It's a huge calculated puzzle to figure it all out, but
I
it's so
just
simple.
ignore it. I just don't
when you
care to
go
reference
into
it.
Yeah, but it's just cool.
Cite your source.
It's a lot of fun.
Cite my sauce.
Drummer boy here, our
No,
pound
no,
away
six,
skin
six.
man. What was that moment for you that started this?
You know, I was 10 years old, and my dad had taken me to see Primus.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, it was my,
I think we talked. My brother was at that show
yeah,
too.
Yeah, it
That's
was
so funny.
my first concert. So
Yeah.
yeah, when Les Claypool just played that bass.
Oh, that had to
and
just
the
rock
Tim
you
Alexander.
right then.
Yeah, it was an incredible. It was one of my favorite concerts that I've seen.
What was it about the drums that attracted you? And instead of like Les jamming that bass up there, was it that
Honestly,
beat behind him, or
Yeah, honestly, it was the pulse. I think pulse and rhythm have always spoken the most to me. I think when I listen to music, that's the first thing that I listen to.
yeah?
A lot of people, they tell me like the first thing they listen to is the lyrics, and for me, I think the first thing I listen to a lot of the time, like always, I sometimes go back, listen to it a second or third time, to get lyrics or
Well, so I don't mean to cut you off here, but tell me if I'm not wrong here. As musicians, we hear everything inside out when we're listening to music. Like everybody mainstream, like you said, I hear the lyrics.
Yeah.
And they always hear the lyrics and the melody line, whether it be on the keyboards or the guitar, or whatever that high end is there, and the lyrics. The first time I went into a recording studio when I was a kid, and they started messing things up, I had listened to the songs forever. And I didn't write these songs. I joined the band after the fact that they were done, and I was thrown in there to do this. And we practiced a ton of times. And I never heard parts of this song. We got in there, and I'm trying to do these vocals, and I couldn't do it because I was hearing things in the back. I wasn't I didn't have that musician's ear yet. I was still listening to that top part. I was only hearing the vocals and the guitar. And then all of a sudden I'm hearing the bass and all these little extra little things that are in there, and the drum beat. And he's pulling different things down. I'm like, what? Whoa. And that was freaking me out. We literally had to pretty much drop everything and just bring up that guitar and a little bit of a beat so I could figure it out. And that was the first time I went in there. But it's weird because we hear it backwards. We do hear that beat and that rhythm and that whole drive behind it. And we hear the lyrics last.
It's like when you're a kid
Yeah.
and you discover you have intestines inside your body for the first time. Suddenly you see all these other human beings in a completely...
A whole different way. It's like,
whole thing.
whoa, your insides are kind of, whoa. Yeah.
Like, oh my God, everyone has these organs that are inside of us and none of us can ever see them. It's just like that when you break down a song, right? Like there's all these individual pieces that most people don't hear. They hear just the one.
Just that one. Now, what was your moment?
My moment, well, I had a couple moments because I grew up a lot around music. My dad was a blues and country guy in his spare time. My brother, after that, started like a garage rock band, like a punk rock ska band. And I used to sit out there and, sneak a beer from them every now and again. But I think it really hit home when I started writing songs with a buddy in high school, just screwing around and seeing where it would go. And we came up with this one just heavy rhythm that was just like, wow, I couldn't believe I wrote that. And that satisfaction of making a song that I liked so much was like, I mean, obviously I need to be doing this if I want any kind of fulfillment out of life.
Yeah, there you go. It feeds us. You know, it's weird. A lot of people don't understand it.
Yeah.
It's oxygen.
It's a need.
We're
yeah.
musicians.
It is a legitimate need. You will perish without this in your life.
Some people have to collect, little drummels or whatever they're called, or other people have to collect cars, and we have to make music.
Yeah.
You know, and thank God, because when they're working on their cars and they're collecting their things, what are they doing? They're listening to music. So if it wasn't for you wonderful musicians out there, nothing would get done. Oh man, let's pump another one out of here.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Oh God, the choices here. These two are just amazing. Which one would you guys like? Just point to it. The bottom or the one right above it? Because I'm not going to say the title yet. Bottom one.
Always
Yeah?
bottom. Come on.
Everybody's good? We agree
Yeah,
as a
I'm
band?
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. This is Wind, and we'll talk about it afterwards this time. From Crony Thieves. Cool. We're back again. Sorry about that little delay, folks. We are here with Crowning Thieves. And, your buddy Jim here can't go through a whole week without screwing something up. So, that one's on me. But cool. There's just about 30 seconds there. But bear with us. Okay, anyway. Wind was our last song. And Kyle here was telling us a great story when I realized that I didn't turn the microphone back on. So, your town clown has done it again. I didn't let you down. So, Kyle, my brother, tell me again about the wind.
Yeah, you got it.
Wind. Sorry,
Lyrically and musically, that song is super duper personal, like most of the ones on EP. It is definitely our oldest. Some of those riffs were coming together for maybe 7-8 years ago, and lyrically, it kind of came from a childhood place for me almost. When I was a kid, I used to have these auditory hallucinations, like I'd hear my name on the wind. And it was the most ridiculous and crazy fucking thing. So I kind of likened that to a heartbreak story, Like you take an experience that you go through and you think that working out, having what I thought I could have is as likely as me actually hearing my name on the wind. That was the message of that song.
That's awesome, dude. That is really cool. Deep killer message.
Thanks.
Wow. That was cool. Everybody's speechless right now. They're all staring at Kyle with this look on their face going, damn, dude, that was really, wow.
That was really deep, man.
That was something. That was cool. Wow. Man, that hits home on a lot of bases with a lot of people, I'm sure, too. Because I'm sure there's, you know what I'm feeling. All right, so before you guys go on stage, there's that special moment of quiet. That freak out when you got those butterflies. Because once the butterflies are gone, it's time to leave. I always got to have a little bit of nerves, because if there's no nerves or butterflies, there's no fun. You know what I mean? You got that excitement. Mm-hmm. So when that's gone, you got to regenerate or do something. But anyway, so you're walking up the steps. There's the stage. And what's going through your mind right before you go up there? What is the last thing before you're counting off that hi-hat, before those lights come on? Sometimes before, right when I introduce you, or somebody else does, barking that name out there, and all of a sudden, boom, what's going through your mind? Man lion. I keep calling him man lion because he is a man lion.
That's right.
But tell everybody how to pronounce your name properly, because everybody says it different.
It's Manlio.
Manlio, but here's a man lion.
Yeah, that's how you spell it.
He's a beast. All right, so what's going on? What's happening?
Honestly, there's just everything kind of shuts off, and you open that door. And you really don't feel anything. You don't see anything, right? But you can feel your heartbeat. It's pounding, and you're like, this is it. It's about to happen. It's gonna go down, and then the lights turn on, and everyone starts clapping for you and cheering for you, and that's when you realize that it's real, And I'm here with my brothers, and everything we've accomplished up to this point, it's going to be realized. It's coming to fruition, And it's just this it makes me super happy just to be on stage, and the warmth from the light. It just makes me feel good to be there with my brothers playing the music that we love.
Oh, that's killer. The philosopher of the gang here. I love it.
That's what you have to think for.
Boom, boom, tell
Man,
us.
how do I follow that? All right, no.
You're usually the man that's got to start the show. You got to count it off usually.
Yeah, I definitely. So sometimes I do have a metronome going on in my brain. A lot of times. I think it's a drummer thing. Is sometimes I just think about the songs way before I even start playing them. We have our sets. Most of the time just pre-planned. We're gonna go through this song. Sometimes we add songs. So sometimes I think about those.
Are you ever in a position you get so into what you're doing that you forget what song you're playing about halfway through, and you're like, Yeah, they're all. No one will say anything, but I swear, you guys, they're all nodding their head. And they have this dopey look on it. Kyle's got this dopey look on his face, man, I do it every show, every song.
That piece of advice I give every single student that I always fuck up on taking myself: be 3 steps ahead of the game, man. Know what you're going to be doing, not next, not after that, but after that.
Focus, Kyle, son. Right? Is that what you're trying to say? It's
be like blade of grass.
Yeah, there you go. Oh man, I've been there. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
no,
feel it, but
yeah.
I just.
Yeah, you'll as a drummer, you know, sometimes you're thinking about different things while you're drumming too, you know,
Mm-hmm.
just you know, because
Does he ever like come up with an idea, like you're writing, like you're doing the song, but you're live, and all of a sudden he does something a little bit different?
Yep.
When do
All
I
the
not?
time. All
When
the
do
time.
I honestly
All the
the fills? Sometimes I change it up every
It's
show.
the sauce.
You know, it's
Man's got to stir it.
yeah.
That's why we keep them around.
What's going through your head, Kyle? Out there, come on.
Like
Mr.
honestly,
Chief.
if I had to liken it to anything, it's
Yeah,
like,
honestly,
I'm
yeah.
a racehorse at the gate. Like it's like Molly said, everything else goes away except
bells
that
are right.
gate and the horn. The horn goes off, and then suddenly I'm something else. I'm not just a horse eating grass anymore. I'm fucking running for my life, and it's the most exciting moment ever. You know. Like, it used to scare the crap out of me. Now, there's nothing on earth that I want more than that moment right before the show where it's like shit's about to go down. Like, I'm about to drop some hammers on you people, and I can't wait for you to see it.
And, you know, and it's great, like you're mentioning the racehorse, like metaphor here, because you get up there, whether you have an hour set, 30-minute set, 2-hour set, it's the fastest set of your life. It goes by so quick.
goes by.
It's the happiest moments. You've been working on it for months or weeks or whatever, you know, just getting that showdown and all those hours and that time spent, and then you get up there and it's like, and it's done. It's done that quick, and you're like, whoa!
fuck, what do I
You know,
do?
your adrenaline's so high and you're rushing, you know.
Yeah.
But like you said, the racehorse, yeah. I'm thinking, here he is running around that track, and it's over in just a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
You know, and that shows what it feels like. It does.
It
But
really does,
Yeah,
man.
After that,
watching you guys
so-
up there,
so
man,
long,
that was
you know?
killer. It goes by fast for the fans too, because you guys put on a killer show. But
Well,
you guys, you can tell you've been up there longer than 6 seconds. You guys are drenched. You guys have put your everything into it.
dead.
Those songs are so long. You know, they're longer than typical songs. So you know, sometimes it feels like you've played like, you know, 12 plus songs. You
Yeah.
know, it's just 5 or 6, you know, 6 songs, 5 songs. You know.
Well, you guys can do a 30-minute set with 4 songs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
4
it's
songs.
all
That's all it takes
packed.
for us.
Yeah, and you have.
Yeah.
Tell me your story, brother. What's happening to you? What's going on?
I'm
Our bass man here, you got to drop the bomb with your drummer.
Yeah,
Get
mostly
that rhythm. What's going down?
Mostly just excited to give people an awesome show, and I'm just like super nervous, trying not to fuck up. But you know, honestly, like once you get into a groove and you get like muscle memory going on, and you know that you're killing it, it's just like, and you know, the audience actually applauds at the end and actually seems to enjoy it. It's a good feeling. It's like, all right, kill it. That's what it's all about. It's like,
It is.
For
All
me,
right,
anyway.
now we all have our moment of quiet or whatever we have to do before the stage. I know I do. I know a lot of my friends do before we go up there. Now, what's going on? Like, do you have any pre-show rituals, like building up to the day of the show or an hour before the show? Do you guys have to? I mean, you having a voodoo circle, or are you sitting there having a bowl of oatmeal? What's going? Do you have like any like weird superstitions or traditions or like just weird things you just have to do, or do you have to wear a certain something or a special? I don't know.
Yeah.
Your Superman underwear. What do you?
I mostly just
What-
try to loosen my wrist, but that's not weird. Just like
You
that's
go,
like my
wait a
main-
minute. We were talking about all these little things, and you're loosening your wrists.
You would not believe how. You would not
I'm
believe
just
how-
saying that he's got his way of working. That's cool. That's his 5 minutes.
He's got to shake it out. You know what I'm saying?
All right,
Do you guys jerk
carry around a couple of wipes for you. Shake his hand, guys. Just
You
saying.
lose energy,
yeah.
you would think.
Okay, I'm sorry. Look what I just did. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Of course, I went there first.
I mean, literally.
But really, I wasn't the first one because they already looked it before I said it. I just dropped a bomb for them, and it came right out of his mouth, totally innocent.
Oh, dude, that joke
But
would have
yeah.
happened whether you were here or not, Jim. Let's just be real. We
I
would have
know,
done that
I
to
know.
him
You
anyway.
guys are great, man.
We love
God.
you.
What's a
So-
weird ritual you guys got?
I actually at pretty much every single show, about 4 hours or so before, I'll have a shot or two of Jameson. Just pound it right
Yeah.
down, warm my belly up, get myself in a good mood.
Get all
Then,
red, warm.
as we're getting ready to go on stage, all my gear's ready to go. I may have even already set up, depending on how long I actually have to set up or if it's backlined or whatnot. I'll go back behind the venue and I'll do 40 push-ups. Get my heart rate up, get myself excited, get ready to go. Then I get up and stretch, maybe do some jumping jacks if I need to shake it out a little bit, and then
Yeah, you need to. You're very animated up there.
and then
That's
I run,
what you're doing.
And then I run my ass up on stage. Yeah, no,
I thought you were
I
so
work
crazy.
out a lot. That's why.
Do you take your ibuprofen before the show or after the show? You bang your head worse than I do. I swear to God, you look like crazy.
No ibuprofen for this guy. Only whiskey.
Do you guys take anything to relax your muscles, or take it easy? Do you take a bath or something after a show?
Yeah, like we're not pushing drugs on that. I was just,
No.
Do you take anything? Like,
I
no,
take the
no.
ibuprofen.
You do?
It's popping in
800,
there.
yes.
I take an entire bottle
And it's
of
not after the show. You gotta
Valium
take
or
it.
and then I get in the bathtub and sing "I Will Always Love You."
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to take it before the show because that's when you wreck yourself. By the time the show's over, it's just kicking in, and that's when you need it. So you lug all your shit off the stage, and then you go home and go, "Oh, Mom."
By then you burn like 4,000 calories.
What do you do?
Yeah,
What is your thing? Like a really weird Greek Swedish mixed bath or something?
It is now.
Yeah.
Whoa, dude!
That sounds
really?
amazing.
That's cool.
No, I'm addicted to caffeine. So literally before any show, I down a bunch of caffeine. Actually, they had these shots at Circle K. I don't know if they still sell them, but I was taking these. I took a couple before every show. I think I'd done like over 20 shows like this. Was just down a couple of those alcoholic coffees or like high brews, and that would literally get my heart rate going, and I'd be ready to just jam on stage. So it literally just, I don't know if it's a drummer thing, but most drummers I know are just complete caffeine fiends.
Oh my, that's great.
I've gotten
Coffee is the new crack.
It really is. No, literally, I've gotten the rest of you some of those alcoholic high brews.
Those are
yeah.
spike coffees. Oh,
And spike coffees are
those
just
are wild
Those
before a
do
show,
me.
man.
Those do me one.
Just be careful with all that stuff,
It's like
though.
a whole extra
Everything.
layer.
Just
Focus,
remember
try
one
not to
thing:
crap your pants.
moderation. Because I'm telling you, from you guys have read my story, so you gotta be careful with what you're doing in your intake of things while you're young, because it will catch up to you. I feel my age every morning. My 800s are in me. Absolutely. But just be careful with some of that, because too much of a good thing is too much of a good thing. I'm just looking out for you because you guys are wonderful. I love you. That's all. I just want you guys to have a lot of longevity. So just be cool. Just, you know what I mean? But here's the secret: moderation. Everything in moderation, including moderation, and you're good to go.
Moderation.
So yeah,
How
so
much
just
you moderate.
yeah, so that's all good. No, I'm telling you, you guys are at the prime of your lives right now. Party your asses off, have fun. Just be careful. That's all I'm saying. With whatever your choice is. Yeah, I got you rolling now. Wait a minute. No, hang on.
Honestly, I work in corrections, so like most of the time I'm sleeping. So
wow.
I take my little pre-show nap. That's my calm before the storm, is that pre-show nap. And the thunder is my snoring.
Let's just clarify that, because the way I heard it, I work in corrections and I'm just sleeping. So I got all these inmates just running wild, doing their thing. I'm taking my nap.
No.
He's sleeping before the show because you're working so hard at corrections.
Yes, I'm pulling 16s every day.
There you go.
Every day.
Okay, I just don't want people to think, oh man, I want that job. I get to go watch in jailbirds, man, and just sleep all day.
I'll never.
Yeah.
No, make sure. Yeah, that's not the girl he's talking about. Yeah. Oops. So you kind of like, how long before the show, like, are you waking up?
Well, whenever Zach gets out, I tell him to wake me up.
So like an hour before or 2 hours? Do you need to
Like an hour, maybe 45.
Wow, I'd have to get up like 3 hours or 4 before a show. I'd be still half asleep.
It's a little power nap.
Well, okay, there you go. Okay, just power nap. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right, this is great. Let's do another song, and then we have a couple more questions for you after that. Tell me about the wound. I know this is gonna be painful already.
Yeah.
So
That was kind of really tying into a similar theme with Wind. It was an allegory for a really painful separation that I went through when I was a kid. And just trying to make sense of it was how that song developed. That was kind of another biblical allegory too, but this one's a little more subtle. It's about the relationship between Abraham's sons. And Ishmael being, the black sheep, how he gets, separated and driven out, and how this leads to wars and clashes throughout history. That was kind of how I wrote the theme for that song, was based on that separation and the wars that it brought about as time went on.
that related to you.
Yeah, and how it related to the way that you would get through a struggle only to have it resurface and resurface and resurface.
I love the way you go so deep with everything, and you have so much emotion and really deep stories behind these things, and you've turned those stories and those feelings and emotions into this amazing sound, and you've used this as your medium to almost like to get your word out there with this. I mean, Kyle, it's amazing, man. Okay, let's check it out. This is The Wound from Crowning Thieves. Hey, you guys, welcome back. That was The Wound, another deep one from Crowning Thieves. You guys, okay, this is great. So on the break, we're talking about all these crazy places these guys have had to practice and all this stuff, and they got to share this story with you. Okay, so tell us about the garage thing and the neighbor. you got to tell these guys about it. That was great.
Yeah. It's kind of a classic story, right? It was a moment that we figured out we were really onto something. Was we were jamming in Zach's garage.
And the neighbors love that, by the way, you
the
guys.
neighbors,
They
like,
just
we were
love
loud,
that.
we were loud as shit.
Yeah,
like,
honestly, they liked us.
Yeah.
They came out,
they
were like,
knocked on the door just to tell us, "Hey guys, when are you playing a show? Like tell us more about this. Play more music. We're glad to hear you over here." It
I
was
don't
only
think the cops ever came over.
no, the cops never
No.
came over, but one of the other neighbors apparently complained to his dad, which is why we had to stop playing in the garage.
No, we had actually it was not a complaint.
No?
But rather it was what ended up happening was there was new neighbors that moved in.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but no, there was people looking at the house, and we were playing at night while everybody was looking at the house, and the person selling the house was sweating bullets because we're playing like
It was in the summer, wasn't it?
hella fucking
Yeah.
loud. Yeah, we were playing hella fucking loud. And so that's actually the new neighbors bought the house knowing we were playing at that house. They were like
They were like
house
sold.
now.
They
Yeah,
like
because I talked to those new neighbors. They're like, yeah, we bought the house and you guys rock. So I was just, and I'm
That's
like,
what you need,
as
yeah.
soon as-
Counting
as soon-
thieves, we
yeah.
sell houses.
Yeah.
Cool. Tell them to buy your shirt. Tell them to buy some CDs.
Yeah.
All that good stuff. Yeah. Tell me, if you like it, support us a little bit, would you?
Yeah,
All right.
they
We'll
got
talk about
they got their full of free concerts over there.
That's awesome, man. All right, you guys. Tell me, or tell the young ones here, what advice would you give to the young ones coming up, the young musicians, learning their, whether they're students or not, just the kids that got your vibe when you were kids, and jumped on that moment, I'm going to be a musician. What do's and don'ts would you advise them on?
The most important thing I could ever tell any one of my students is just my favorite quote from Beethoven. To play a wrong note is insignificant. To play without passion is unforgivable. Emphasis on that word, unforgivable. If you are here without any form of passion, if you're just here to look cool, find something else to do. This is not going to satisfy you.
Play every note like it's its own song. Sing every lyric like it's its own song.
If you have that need to be on stage, then the passion of playing music is just going to make sense to you. No one can explain that part.
Right.
That just has to be in you.
That was a great quote. Great quote.
It's just the reality. Anyway.
Who's next?
So I would say just always give it your all, but something that's worked out for me is playing with musicians that are better than you. And I think there's a lot of
people.
there's a
agree
lot of
with that.
people that but there's a lot of people that disagree with it. There's a lot of I've met I've been around and I've seen many arrogant musicians that they don't play with other musicians because they tend to think they put up this box. I think it's really important to play with musicians better than yourself.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
You get
definitely
that
agree with
drive,
that.
you know?
Yeah.
Don't be that guy in Guitar Center that tries to outplay everybody else. Just enjoy the music.
The
man.
guy that doesn't have a band that
Yeah.
just walks in every
Yeah.
week.
He
and
just
tries
walks
to
in
show
there
off.
and
Yeah.
turns
That's
his
his
crappy
stage.
solid state amp
Yeah.
up to 10. He just wails the shit out of those bends.
It's all
Yep.
personality. It's all chemistry
Yep,
and personality. That's what.
The same guy who leaves the guitar just leaning up against something when he leaves.
Oh,
Yeah,
he leaves
yeah.
he doesn't even stand by the amp. He just turns off. He just straight up turns off the power tubes and walks away.
Yeah, right. Oh, anybody else?
Manly, you got one? Zach stole mine, but I always say always play with different people, different genres, and but on top of that, I will say something that I would have liked someone to tell me. Always look around, and if it's not working out with a bandmate, look for someone else. Look for other bands to jam with. Don't be afraid.
Chemistry.
Don't be afraid to look.
Chemistry.
My thing would be, because music is a lot of self-expression, even though we're in a band, So my thing would just be, really don't give a fuck. Keep doing what you're doing because you want to be recognized for what you're doing too, not only as a part of your group, your band, but like you want to bring out that thing that makes you you. I mean, that's the whole reason we're all doing this, and that's what I think.
That's awesome, you guys. Good
The only
stuff.
other piece of advice I could give you, and this is super duper important, think of yourself as an athlete. You have to take super, super good care of your body. You have to understand your exercises, and you have to not be afraid to let loose and try new things. But most importantly, like I said, if you think of yourself as an athlete and you remember to take good care of yourself and be at your best, then playing your best will not be a struggle. It'll just happen.
Wonderful advice. That's really good. What, this is a good one. Think about this for a second. What is the glue, the magic glue that you guys have that keeps you so bonded and together? A lot of bands don't have that. You guys seem to have this magic chemistry here. You
Dick
guys,
jokes.
Dick jokes. Hey, there you go, guys. Dick jokes keeps it all real.
Anybody else want to weigh in here?
This is the glue that keeps us together.
Yeah.
Don't listen to this guy.
You know, I was going to say jamming, but jamming it in there works too.
What have I done?
To be serious, it's really about camaraderie and family.
Our bassist
And Dick's in our
really
families. Your dads, your sons.
Who was thinking the bass player is going to be the one bringing it home? Nope.
Oh my God. One more for you guys.
All right.
What was the question?
Yeah.
No, to be serious.
You're all done. Go back to
No,
your
really
put
though.
your
To be
back in your
serious,
boots. No,
what bonds us together is being really, really proud of the music that we make and the performance that we put on, and B, practicing as hard as we do. You can't have that confidence in one another or that confidence in your music or your performance if you haven't practiced it a million times.
Well, I watched you guys in rehearsal tonight a little bit, and man, you guys, you really work as a great team. You do. You guys all respond to each other. You all have that. Just look at me, and you know what I'm talking about, right? You know, look at each other. You know, you make that nod or that weird look with your face. You know what's going on. A couple of times you restarted on a few things, and it wasn't because of a nightmare. It was just like, whoa, check this out. You know, let's try this, and then it just flowed right with it. It just, you guys really have a really cool thing here. Now, all this wonderful stuff that you guys have going. Tell me what your biggest challenge is with all this. What is your main struggle and challenge through this whole
Getting ourselves
journey?
out there, getting our promotion in line, and really spreading the message. Bringing more people out to shows is definitely a huge challenge, and figuring out how we take our market, or not just our market, but our music, how we take our music and our performance, not just from here, this market that we're in, but out to other places, how we show other people what we're doing. I think that's really the toughest challenge that anybody in this business faces, is trying to figure out, okay, well, now we have a product that we all believe in. You know, we have this music and this performance that we've fought, bled, and struggled to bring out, and now we're trying to figure out how the fuck to get people to be interested in it.
Let me ask you one more question. What is the message you are trying to put out to your audience, if there is one?
I mean, more than anything, to just be absolutely and completely true to yourself about your passions and your struggles and what's real to you. And more than that, having the self-evaluation and the self-determination to be willing to fight, to be not just the best at what you are, because anybody wants to be the best, but how to be better than you are right now. I think that's the message that we want to spread if there is one.
That is really cool, you guys. I can't thank you guys enough for being on the show tonight.
Oh, yes. Thank
You guys have been listening to Crowning Thieves this evening. These guys are wonderful. They got a great future, and they're just awesome. You guys want to take us out of here?
Yep. Check us out, everybody. I'm Jacob.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Zach.
I'm Manlio, and we are
Crowning Thieves! And you're listening to JC Stark Radio.
Awesome, you guys. You have a great night. Everybody out there, thanks for listening. Check these guys out Saturday night at the Grotto. And we're out of here, man. Peace.
Oh, yes. Peace.
I'm out.
Peace.